right.
Okay, everyone, keep it down. Cole Phelps joins the arson squad today.
How'd you like porking that German whore, Phelps?
Phelps is up before a review board in December. Until then, he works the arson desk. End of story. Phelps.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you did or didn't do, Phelps. I hear you're a good case man. But if you fuck up on my detail, I'll have you out of here before your feet touch the ground. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir.
Cap, we don't want a fucking rat like Phelps.
Can it, Tilden? Phelps, I'm partnering you with Herschel Biggs.
I don't do partners. You know that, Cap.
You do now, Biggs. Social basket cases like you two should get along just fine. Biggs will show you the ropes, Phelps.
This is arson. There are no ropes.
It shouldn't take long, then. Start with these two. House fires. 326 South Kenmore Avenue. Steffen's family was out of town when it happened. Then go to 4414 Rosewood, family by the name of Sawyer. Fire brigade will be on location.
Are they suspicious, Captain?
That's for you to find out, Detective. Now get out of here. Both of you. Get out!
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Here's what I heard. That cop got the guy that did the dahlia. They covered it up. Some kind of big conspiracy. You think talking's cheap? Try hiring a lawyer.
Hey, I gave his wife a tap. He said all's fair in love and war.
You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
How long have you been working arson?
We gonna do the small talk thing now? Talk baseball, exchange addresses? I don't think so. Feeling down, hotshot? Need a buddy? I'll look somewhere else.
There isn't much left.
There never is if the job's done properly.
You think it was deliberate?
Nah, that's real pain in her face. They would have moved out the things they care about if this was insurance. There's no mileage in this. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Hirsch. Cap this one.
Yeah, Mike Brannigan, Cole Phelps. It's okay, Brannigan. His name may be dog shit, but there's none on his hand.
No offense, Phelps.
None taken. Do you have anything?
The fire started late last night. Steffen's family at Catalina Island. Won some kind of competition. Looks like the only thing they ever won in their lives. They come home to this.
I'd say they were pretty lucky, really.
They don't have any insurance. Everything they own, including the house, is not a pile of rubble.
Where are they sleeping?
In the car. Lucky the whole block didn't burn down. Word is they're bulldozing this whole neighborhood to build new homes for GIs. That's the man in the house. In the ruins. Terry lady's his wife.
We'll take a look around. Come on, Phelps.
Remember the dead lady they found under the train? Solved the case. Took some barflies for the murder.
Recently serviced. Could be something to go on.
Any ideas? Family. See what you can get from them.
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy that was hit in the head?
I'm at a loss. The owner's probably around somewhere. Let's see what they have to say.
That son of a bitch looks a lot like the cop who pointed the gun at me.
Hasn't given me anything to go on.
Mr. Steffens? Cole Phelps and Herschel Biggs, LAPD. I know it's a difficult time, but could we have a word?
Don Steffens.
You were out of town.
We won a prize. We had a wonderful time. Came home to this.
Do you still have the tickets?
Sure.
It's a formality, but we'll need to speak to the issuing agent. Can you tell me any more about the prize that you won, Mr. Steffens?
Weekend at Catalina Island. My wife got this flyer in the mail from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Did you you enter any kind of competition?
My wife filled in a flyer. Lady just hung up and told us we won. It's the first time I ever won anything.
The redevelopment fund. Did they offer to buy you out?
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
Everyone else is selling, but you're the holdout, aren't you?
I was the last. I thought I could hold out for a better price. My house is the center lot.
So now you have to take the price regardless.
Looks like it. I've got no choice. I have to put a roof over my family.
That's all we need for the moment, Mr. Steffens.
All right.
What's with him?
You seen the papers? I guess he's thinking about his own family. I'd say he's searching for some kind of atonement right now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need information on the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yes, Detective. Just checking. The fund is a semi-government agency established to speed up the building of GI homes. It has private investors as well as a government endowment.
Huh. You have an address for them?
There is one listed here, corner of Beverly and Mariposa.
Thanks for your help.
Подозрительно. Неужели какой-то фонд замешан?
You're behind the wheel.
So where do you want to go?
Чувак не хотел дом продавать, они строили идею. В итоге сжечь дом, как не было. Надо сначала по всем домам проверить. Собираем информацию.
Have there been any other house fires?
This is arson. We get an average of 2 a night. Does that answer your question?
Старый знакомый.
We've caught this case.
Hey, Biggs. We? You have a partner? What gives?
This is Cole Phelps. You may have read about.
Oh, now I get it. Hello, Phelps. Welcome to the netherworld of arson. Family of 4 found dead in their beds.
Чувак на заднем плане
Looks that
заступил.
way. Insta-Heat Model 70. Before you get excited, we get a couple of water heaters a month go back. Take a look around the yard and see what you can find.
Целенаправленно куда-то идет. и по трупам.
Mal,
You gonna stick it out, Cole?
I'm gonna try, Mal. What have you got?
Family by the name of Sawyer. Mother, father, and 2 kids. All in bed from the looks of it. Oh, I'd say carbon monoxide poisoning. The burns are superficial.
Time of death?
I'd say about midnight. Anything more exact will take some time to determine. Lynch tells me this has something to do with the faulty
Таких, по-моему, нет.
water heater.
Could be. There's been a spate of problems with a particular brand. I've got another angle in mind.
You care to elucidate, Detective? This is a murder and not an accident. Sharing information has helped us solve quite a few cases together.
I need something concrete, Mal, before the department gets wind of it. I'm in arson for a reason.
I feel sorry for your wife and kids, Phelps, not for you. But you're a good case man. One of the best I've ever met. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mal. I'd say that's firm but fair.
Погорело. Даже тачку зацепило. Что вы хитрите-то здесь? О, это что я забыл. Станет
How does the insurance companies write these incidents up as acts of God?
мир. Я ничего найти не могу. Ну, чувак, мы что-то ищем тут.
It'll take days for this thing to cool off. Hey,
Регулятор давления.
Is this significant?
Regulator valve. Good find.
Она, бля, возле вас валялась, еще прикалывает.
They were supposed to be going away. They won a trip somewhere. But little Henry got sick, so they had to cancel. What are the chances?
Do you know who ran the competition?
Gulliver's Travel, up on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Thanks. Been a big help.
Phelps, guy across the street. I've seen him before. He likes fire.
Держи его! Он любит пожары.
Hurry, you can still catch him.
Любители пожарить, что ли? Да нахер.
Stop! LAPD!
Папа Догоню, бля, жопу порву. Все, твоя жопа моя.
What's your name?
Herbert Chapman.
So you like fires?
Some.
Watching them or setting them?
I don't want any trouble.
Turn out your pockets.
Aren't you, Herbert?
I keep myself to myself.
Ты представитель Орифлейма, что ли? Слышь ты. И тут Орифлейм. Они везде.
Cigarette in a matchbox gives you a 5 or 6 minute delay. You want more time, you use a mosquito coil. Don't you, Herbert?
You like this fire, Herbert?
Hell no. I heard it over the fire radio. Sounded sweet.
When you finish following your leads, come and see me at the fire station. I have a theory about this.
Will do, Lynch. Take this guy in. We might want him for questioning later.
You got it, Detective.
Why have you got such a hard-on for this case? If it is murder, it's almost
Представитель
impossible.
Орифлейма.
Fire doesn't leave much evidence. There's no percentage in this.
I think it's more than one case.
There are house fires, Cole. Accidents, heater fires, gas explosions.
There's got to be a reason.
But the reason is you want to be a star again. Forget it. Give it up. You'll feel better.
There's something to this. I know it.
What are you talking about? Arson is insurance. It's always been insurance.
We still investigate the cases, Biggs. The people in this house are dead.
Go soak your head, Phelps. This hero business is a full-time obsession with you.
I'm gonna make this case. I'm gonna rub the department nose in it. Help me or stay out of my way. You got it?
Что я ты водить должен?
You know the way. You can drive.
All right. Where to?
Хочешь, помогай, веди тачку.
I want to see. Excuse me, officer. I want to see.
Nobody here but us chickens. There ain't nobody here.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD. John Cunningham. Can I help you, gentlemen? We have reason to believe that the Sawyer family of 4414 Rosewood Avenue recently won a competition run by your company.
Yes, I remember them. They called up to cancel at the last minute. One of the kids was sick. Very unfortunate.
Do you mind if I take a look at that?
Что там у нас? Сует. А, вот.
The Sawyer family, Rosewood Rosewood Avenue.
Я ещё что-то гипертонная Каталина. Что идти надо. А, кто-то же там тоже.
Here they are. Stephens. Tell us about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
There's not much to tell. They run a promotion. Our promotion's mailing list covers half of LA.
По-моему, не только реклама, но и лотереи, которые есть. Организовал лотерею и распространение листовок. Он какой-то невозмутимый.
So you don't believe that it's suspicious that a guy who doesn't want to sell his house wins some holiday tickets, and while he's away, his home burns down?
To me, it just sounds like really bad luck. It's not like everyone who wins a prize gets their house set on fire, officer.
Неправильно.
Come back, detective. There's more. I want to help if I can.
I'm told the tickets were a prize. Yes, they were. You do a lot of these prizes.
Look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any one time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
While the Sawyer family were supposed to be at Catalina Island, their house burnt down. You consider them lucky?
Christ. I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you tell me who offered the prize won by the Sawyer family?
Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who's won.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. Wish I could do something for that family.
You could put round the hat. A few bucks would really help them now.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll put you down for 50. I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the door.
50? Are you?
Good man, Cunningham. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great.
Неправильно.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed? Let me guess. You want to check out the Suburban address?
Да куда мне еще остается?
Great partners must think alike. This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the suburban redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Пожарное депо. Чё, к чуваку, что ли?
That's the creep. Walked out.
Can you drive to this one?
So where do you want to go?
About a week ago, this guy murdered his wife.
Lynch says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
Who will work in...
We came as soon as we could.
5 years from now, all our jobs will be done by robots. The main reason Santa's so jolly is because he knows where all the
Lynch.
bad girls live.
Biggs, you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
This the heater from the Sawyer fire, Al?
Yes, it is.
Антикварный. Новый какой-то. 27 августа.
Huh. Looks like it was recently serviced.
I have a theory.
Есть одна вещь, но не
It's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
Чего? Бензиновская горелка — это запальник. Вот регулятор. Рек симулирует газ. Стреляющий по комнате. Взрыв произойдет, если возникнет контакт между газом и спиралью. Пусть будет так. Гони. Сейчас что-нибудь придумаем. Метод тыквы, да. Опять.
The gas bubble needs to
Может
be next to
загореться,
the
газовый
coil if
пузырь
it's gonna
должен
ignite.
оказаться рядом с спиралью. Газовый пузырь, а это что такое? Это пузырь, что ли? Что это такое? Что это за звук? Я так понял, вот это и есть этот шар или что это? А, еще натыкали.
Good, your regulator's in position.
Я даже говорил, как
Light your
выпадет
pilot,
газу.
turn the gas.
You pull the lever on the
А
left
что
to turn on
откроется
the
чудом
gas.
слева? Это шарик получается.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
You read about the Terrellston case in the paper? That's the detective who solved it. Those poor kids losing everything.
Не-не-не-не-не-не, чувак, подожди.
You're behind the wheel.
All right. Where to?
Show?
The next fire. We should go to the factory and see if any of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
Guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we'd like for a lot of things, but we don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him.
Коронавирус.
She wants a 5-star goddamn wedding. I saved the whole year for that car.
What's the coronavirus?
They'll be selling these like hotcakes.
I know that face. That's the guy who busted all those Negro drug pushers last week, isn't it?
Hey, don't mind me.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see.
Coronavirus
Well,
is so
duty
bad.
manager for today is Mr. Rasick. You should find him in his office.
Что сказал? Просить.
Someday you'll say something intelligent.
Расист какой-то.
How's that just been paid look about him?
Просить.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell. I'm gonna suck the hell out of you.
Манагер.
Try that again, asshole.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
How many guys would know how to make that change?
All you need is a screwdriver and a wrench. Anybody could pull it apart and put it back.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
You employ accredited mechanics to do this.
We call them installers. Technically, they're gas fitters.
Installers, then?
They know what they're doing, Detective, if that's what you're trying to imply.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Все мимо.
Okay, I'll get it for you. There, around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
Take another step this way and there's going to be trouble.
This is a long shot. We are not going to roust that whole list.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
My wife is so dumb, she stares at orange juice for hours. Well, it does say concentrate in the carton.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective, run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgram John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Kuttner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Хоть записать успел все.
Clemens Walter, previous conviction for arson and malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew, charged for contempt of court, attempted murder, plea bargain down to assault charge.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks.
Reginald Varley,
You've been a big help, young lady. Your employment roster is quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasick. Desperate times indeed.
Try that again, asshole.
Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do, but my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?
Show him and keep quiet.
Here. Happy now?
Stick around, Mr. Rasick.
Петр Кропоткин. Пьер там идет.
Clemens is a fellow traveler.
Давай сейчас еще все это читай. Уж думал, сейчас все читать. Юра. Тоже всякие штуки. Петр это.
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine.
Все, я понял.
Ryan wants the world to be a better place, don't we all?
It doesn't appear to be connected.
На стенке было нарисовано, не? Да, блин, да хватит. Чего не пропустить нельзя? На стенке у него что-то налеплено, не? А нет, там я все посмотрю. Да ты задолбешь меня, господи. Старательно отварли.
A company went through
Мне
thousands
моя
of
рота
these in the war.
сожгла
Still got
все
eaten
равно
alive.
космос нас живет. Жаль.
Barley has a problem with bugs.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasic?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
So what next?
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
Замученное, как сказать, жесткое какое-то расследование. Столько подозреваемых. Папа на меня. Сейчас мы... Так, ага. Типа намек дать, что он еще менять будет.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And where exactly are we going?
Кого мы увидели, собирали? Кварли. Поехали к Кварли.
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Может, сейчас мы его там и возьмем.
Farley's on the run. He might be packing heat. If he's wanted for murder, we say we take the doubt out of the equation and let him have it.
You nervous?
It's been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917. Now I have a fight back.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope the piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, fellas.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel. LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot!
Сразу по ногам ему стрелять. В смысле убить? Я ему в ногу выстрелил. У него что там? Сердце, что ли? Ничего. И в мозг попал. Чего я пушку достал? Давай, Фелпс, я в тебя верю. Ёбаный рот. Давай, Фелпс, топи его. Где там турбо-то? О!
Take a wild guess. You're the same Reginald Varley the Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you. Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, your guest is...
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
Ну я открыл так. Сейчас что, всех допрашивать надо. Сейчас всех соберу, потом допрашиваю.
You know the way. You can drive.
So where do you want to go?
По другим, да? Поедь как Райан, тоже подозреваемый.
Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's
asking? Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson squad.
Arson?
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Hold it, Ryan.
Я, говорит, положил инструмент.
He's a one-man wrecking crew. Move in. I'll take out the van. Enough games, folks. Get this guy out.
Ебать, он там...
They'll get out of the way.
Блядь, я застрял.
Close in, Phelps. We need to take Ryan down before he hurts somebody.
Как в токийском дрифте, блядь. Плюс пожарный гидрант. Он не торопится, я смотрю. Стреляй по колесам. Чё у тебя не заржавело, чувак? Нормально. Все стреляет. Давай, косой отсюда. Стоять на. Вверх. Походу, точно всех задерживать.
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
Мне даже доказательств особо нет. Они только обслуживали. Хотя можно на это списать. Они последний раз прикасались всяким водонагревателем. Весь день там работает возле одного объекта.
We want some answers and we want them quick.
Okay, okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
Чё, кого? Будто в Инстаграме. Связь с вами.
No? Can't say I do.
В смысле не знаешь, ты, блядь, с ним работаешь?
Detroit PD is after Reginald Barley for murder. You want us to run you in for aiding and abetting, Clemens?
Whoa, 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 whoa. All I know about Farley is he gets kickbacks from some developer. Does their work first. Spreads it around if he can. Wait,
Блядь.
let's get this interview over with.
Ай. Он там баб говорит. Взятку предлагает. Защитник Уолтер сказал, что Реджинальд Варли предлагал ему взятку.
You're licensed and work for InstaHeat?
I contract for them. So what?
Руки.
InstaHeat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mud shark of a wife gets awarded it in the settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watch it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
Such.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
Почему ты все время врешь?
His locker is right next to yours. Give it up.
Okay, so I know Ryan.
All right, Clemens.
Чё, всё?
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, folks. He ain't our guy.
А чё я должен был тогда выбрать?
We have 3 suspects. As much as I'd like it to be Chapman, I think it's one of the other 2 guys. Let's get to the station and close this case.
Блин.
You're behind the wheel.
Я буду, блядь, всех допрашивать. Всех в ГУЛАГ, короче. Всех. Без разговоров. Реально доказательства. За что их сажать? По причине.
I have two suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Varley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
Надеюсь, вы меня не поздравим, вы закроете. Понял. Так, интервью рум. Что где? Райан ждет первый, Варли во второй. Да, погнали.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1 round.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Так, сейчас с кем базарю? С Варли. Ой, что начать-то? Как хотел сработать с двумя Сойером, народ. Он, блядь, не месяц. Вот туда я вообще редко ему. Он был же там.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Мне кажется, я тоже спрашиваю. Да, попробуем.
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban,
Он хотел,
they
чтобы
wanted
этот
that guy
парень
out.
побыстрее убрался.
Sawyer kept
Сойер
complaining about
жаловался,
not being able to get his heater service, so they
вроде
threw in a free service.
они надеялись купить даже
I think you played him though, because he still wouldn't sell.
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
Продался.
last chance, Varley. You're already a wanted man. It won't be hard to hang a double arson on top of your murder beef.
Hey, I shot a loan shark who was squeezing my brother for the vig.
That's why you ran?
I ran because the guys who ran that racket will kill me.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
Я нашел регулятор. Да, я раньше делал такое, что как только выпущу бабах. Значит, не ты его устроил, наверное, водонагреватель бы не Сойер. Нет, не я.
Give me something, Varley, or I'll put it all on you.
Hey, look, I could try to pin this on one of the other guys, but I'd just be making something up.
We're done for now.
So what happens?
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn guy.
Где первый?
Guy gave his wife a tap and say all's fair in love and war.
He plays the saxophone. Oh, and boy, he can get me going.
Save yourself some time and get this thing off your chest.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
Райан.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
You expect me to believe that, Ryan? I could do it myself.
Believe whatever you want, Flatfoot. You're part of the conspiracy.
Что ты будешь делать?
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
Вообще, я уже запутался. Оскорбление органов власти, нападение.
I think Suburban is a front for your anarchist buddies. They're arranging for people to be out of town while you burn their houses down.
Suburban? What's that got to do with me? That's Farley's bilk. He's the one with the cozy agreement with those fascists.
Валюсь. Фонд. Договор с фондом развития пригородов.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So Insta-Heat is to blame for all of your problems.
I didn't say that.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
You're lying, Ryan.
And how exactly are you going to prove that?
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
That's it for the moment, Ryan?
So I can go?
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry you out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
Okay, keep moving, lover boy.
Несколько дел закроется только в том случае, если одного я не если один вопрос пошел неудачно. Блять, чё? Пись. Вы бы еще за секунду убирали, пока я читал.
Oh, Susie, you
Что думаешь?
so bad. He plays the saxophone.
What do you think?
Oh, and
Let's lay a charge.
Это я ни одному из них не дал. Ну, охуенный результат предложения.
Speak to my lawyer. I got nothing more to say.
Я ему не могу, кстати, ничего закрыть про него. Значит, остается только один вариант, я хуй его знаю. Бля, где вторая комната?
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I said, don't scare him, mother.
У меня что-то еще осталось. Показания. Ну, блин, этот дает показания, что он предлагал взятку. Этот, что он в сговоре с фондом. То есть, ну, блин, все улики намекают на Варли. By the way. Горячая. А я и к тому так могу, что ли, сесть?
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
I'm trying to imagine you with
Yeah,
a
I'm thinking of moving
personality.
up to a 45. I want to stop him with one round.
Buzz off. Your face is starting to annoy me.
Поэтому я не могу ничего сделать. Да, короче, пошли там.
Let's lay a charge at one of these guys and put this to bed.
Туре базарь. Затрахал.
Reginald Varley, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders
А
of
чё мы с тем-то чуваком? Мы же того поймали тоже.
and Jessica Sawyer.
I'm no cold-blooded criminal. I could never burn up a whole family in their home.
А меня дядька старший дубасит. Плохое расследование.
is it? No, just keep your mouth shut and listen to me for a second. How is it you can bring no less than 3 suspects into my station, conduct extensive interviews, sift through mountains of evidence with Lynch and Pinker, and still manage to charge the wrong fucking guy? I took a chance on you, Phelps. People said I was crazy, and you made me look like a jerk. You may not be much of an arson investigator, but I hear you're merciless on the
Ну
beat.
иди сам его, блядь, расследуй. Говно заебал, блядь. Умник, блядь. Японская тематика. А, это флешбеки.
You're 2 blocks behind 1st and 2nd. We have more buildings to clear. You know our orders, Sergeant. There's barely a building left standing or not on fire in your zone, Cole. Is your sector full of Japs?
Questioning my command.
The captain doesn't want anyone falling behind.
Tell the captain we will join him when the job is done.
Just give us the word, Sarge. We'll take care of him. He should be sectioned. That Jap lover's a fucking liability.
We're here to kill Japs, not our own people.
Star-crossed son of a bitch. No one wants to serve under him. He's bad fucking luck.
Can it? We have a job to do here. If I can live with it, you can too.
Оригами. Накрутил. Мотор. Че, я успокоился?
650 North Hobart.
Мистер
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45.
Шо же он
I want to put
доме?
him down to 1 round.
That son of a bitch looks a lot like the cop who pointed his gun
Я
at me.
поджиги дело такое, блин. Занятие.
Did you read about the Trail State case in the papers? That's a detective who solved it.
Хищничество страны. Блин, ты где-то выходы находишь, слышишь?
You can drive.
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget I.
I'm teasing you, Persian. Tell me about it.
New housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. You guys are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Да нет.
Do you have a name?
Morelli, Mike, we recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved. Ooh. I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt it.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved them into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Пожарники. Перемешано. Почему? Да, жуткое зрелище.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them bigs?
Another day, another dollar.
No, I have not. Show some respect.
What are they doing?
Prayer effect is from the fire.
Жаль, может, что-то занимается.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
Got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. Probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Alright, shh.
Evidence?
Let's pop.
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Понеду. Все затопили пожарники.
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
Ух. Ух, нам не нужен. Так, что там с Биксом? Он сбежал. Зачем это все разрушить? На какой хер? Их, ты что-то в этом замешан?
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. Things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story.
Shut.
You getting this?
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
Ты к тебе залетел, я смотрю. Взрыв. Есть там взрыв, не похуй был.
LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Взрыв когда был, неизвестно. Не знаю, что, либо первый, либо второй. Мы спали, а тут взрыв. Сначала был взрыв, потом пожар, по идее.
You didn't like Morelli, did you? Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Казани сосед мы выиграли поездку на фору, расчистка участка. Строительство ветеранов.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards. That Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
Ты еще бомбишь за это.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. Then I find out they were still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
Как ты не знаешь? Ты ж сосед, ты же, блин, должен интересоваться.
I need more, Mr. Foreman. Tell me what you know about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
I know nothing about it. I've never heard of them.
Окей. Знаешь, не знаешь просто.
I swear, this town's going straight to hell.
Чё, о чем оказывается?
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. About all I've got to say.
Так, что там мой Бикс? Ну, что-нибудь.
I'm stumped. Ideas? We need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working them.
Мысль. Я не могу их допросить еще раз. Ну.
The main reason Santa's so jolly is because he knows who all the bad guys are.
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. About all I've got to say about it.
Mister, a man like you always loses a battle of wits. You're unarmed.
Залезть, блядь. Господи. Тут следы чьи-то, что ты те курки нашел. А, смотри-ка, он если я его наблюдал довольно долго. Тоже знакомый. Колдерон. Блин, кто тут стоял? Ты, наверное, стоял, не?
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morellis' home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
I think you're covering for someone, Foreman. Who is it?
And I think you are off your rocker. How can you make an accusation like that? What proof have you got?
Сейчас ты долбоёшься.
I can see you're the excitable type. You shouldn't let your imagination run away with itself.
Твою мать.
I'll have a patrolman come by and take your statement. Hopefully you'll be a little bit more cooperative with him.
Come on, kid. I'm doing my best here. You were talking about the competition, right? Catalina Island? I've got one of the flyers in the kitchen if you're interested.
Any luck, Cole?
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Hold a piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
Elysian Fields Developments.
Oh, I see you already have one.
Новый.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
I heard this is a triple
Is somebody gonna tell us what the hell's going on?
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads in the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe. He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's at that end.
Да. Угу.
We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go. Shame about Chap. The arson investigator trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Murphy.
Want to bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches. You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
Тоже все сгорел.
gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for a fray.
Son of a bitch.
О, это жестко.
You sorry sack.
Чё, Махач?
Not fitting a GI. We're gonna have to pacify these poor sacks.
-1. Следующий. Левой короной, правой короной.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Не потеряв шляпу. Это жжет, четко сделал. Вообще не потерял. Здесь тут так-то владение. Смотри. Что сгорело, что смотреть? Блять, еще и на той стороне. О, блядь. Блин, тут нечего вообще смотреть. Валяется, надо лопату. Это ничего не себя здесь не представляет. Блин. Мусор. Последствия от пожара. Мне кажется, там все в начале была какая-то хрень. Как ты что там лазишь? X? Нормально. X занят. Что смотреть-то, блин? Ничего смотреть. Рют. Все обижал. Блять, там еще. Тут все погорело, блять. Пиздец какой-то. Что-то вообще. Что-то осматривать. Ничего осматривать. Ой, это ужас какой-то. Бикс, выручай, дружище.
Advice? Look around. There's not much left, but it's worth a shot.
Какие зацепки? Ты прикалываешься, что ли? С ума сошел. Что тут искать вообще? Блядь, чел, что тут стоишь? Помогай тоже.
These poor bastards. They got every reason to be angry. You guys should take a look around.
Чё ты там нашел? Кирпич. Класс. Я, блядь, тут всю территорию оббежал, значит, там какой-то кирпич.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. Looks like it was built on the cheap.
Вообще картонный.
find out who did this. These people have a right to be angry.
Все закрыли, чувак. Ликс, приходи в себя.
You can drive.
Здесь он придет. Не приедет. Ладно. Понял. Такси доедешь, вот. Sorry. Паралич. Бикс неплох. Уже добежал. Слышь, кстати, пресновая версия. Обезьян тянуть не стоит.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe. Send them through.
Monroe?
That's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Подтяжки.
You like a cigar? Drink, boy.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs. We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help? I hope that's all.
Так, он курит сигары.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Предъявлять так никому нечего. Я не думаю, что он складывал эти, блин, сраные журавлики.
What's your connection to the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
It's an organization of civic-minded individuals whose goal is to make the city a better place for its inhabitants. Something I was proud to be asked to join.
Как неправильно.
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Two families are dead, Mr. Monroe. This isn't a question of criminal liability. We're looking at conspiracy to commit murder.
Do you know who you're talking to, son? You want to use incendiary language like that with me? I suggest you should leave immediately.
You've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
По ему лицу вообще ничего не скажешь. Он что-то ерзает.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
What's Elysian Fields' involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulation.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Ну вот это ты пиздишь, блядь.
You're lying, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Смысл смотреть? Смотреть, не смотреть, хоть толку.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
Чё ж
What's the
могу?
story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Знакомые имена. Джозеф Брэдли. Это как этот. Который Том и Джерри снимал. Герберт Чепмен. Чепмен, кстати. Молдун, Томас Тейфел, Джон Петров. Чепмен.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Телефон.
Boss is a fine man.
Дайте телефону.
Oh, I wish I could afford that.
Воспользуюсь вашим
Operator, give
телефоном.
me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Чуть-чуть. Так, его отпустили, говорят.
It's not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks.
I love the chase till the minute I wake. A beautiful face till
опять
love for me
клуба.
in it. Give me your heart and baby I'll bill it. Cause I
Мы же на
always
немку
kill
запали.
the things I love. Some
Buy me a
folk
drink,
would
Cole?
die for the
No.
sake of
Not even for old time's sake. Not even for that.
You're not gonna ask me why I'm here?
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. Get around it.
Is something quite other.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about the boy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Will turn to surprise as you feel the pain.
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
You realize
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that
I
company.
have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
Get the message about Monroe?
Yeah, Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
Pick him up. Выходи. Садись за
You're
руль.
behind the wheel.
So where do you want to go?
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time.
For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stoned just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind
Let's
of
take a
problem.
look at the car.
Нету, говорит. Нету. Что багажник?
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Спирулька. Еще. Есть.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Патроны тут валяются, видите. Туалетные. Дромбинг, престижный, хлебнуть. 5. Спасибо, не буду. С бездымным.
We should revise the APB.
Разменить
He's
ориентировку.
clearly armed.
Вооружен.
I'm going up to the lakes to watch the races on Saturday.
That's long. About a week ago, this guy murdered his wife and dumped the body.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Put him away.
Holy cow. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen
Заметил.
Cops! Again!
О, он еще и с пушкой сразу. С
Son of
провайзером.
a bitch, he must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in, get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
Средства не сдвинул, да?
In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar.
Бля, у него
East on Melrose Avenue. Advise all
бампер
units.
оставил.
Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Говёная идея. Таранить его. Да.
Stand fast, Cole. Don't lose it. See if you can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
Какое колесо, дурак, что ли?
I can't get a target that isn't there, fella. Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him.
Чувак, таблет отлетела.
Look, Cole, the side plate's gone.
О!
End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Съебывает. Чё? Сука. Уходи, бля. Из жопы, блядь, отстрелю. Ну, блин, не в жопу.
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
Fires benefit Elysian in some way. See Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? Be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Hey.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Он вообще был мотив для преступления, как связь с Монроем. Сведения об этом нес с собой в могилу. Отлично. Топ.
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss.
Son, you're a couple of snakes short of a full one. Is somebody gonna tell us what the hell's going on?
Лехтман. Здесь недавно включен мистер Луис или Вальтером. Должен сообщить, что вы являетесь единственным наследником покойного мистера Бухвальтера. Если мы приложим чек на $20 000, максимальная выплата соответствует приложению 4А договора страхования жизни и страхования несчастных случаев, заключенного в нашей компании с мистером Бухвальтером. Если вы хотите использовать соглашение с страховой выплатой, обратитесь в отдел управления с учетом по почте или по телефону приемные часы. Мои соболезнования, Кларенс. Кларенс, эксперт отдела с Калифорнии. 20 сентября 47 предотвратили взгляд на чек.
There's no need to come into the office, Miss Layton. If you accept the settlement, all you need to do is sign here.
I don't
Я не
accept
понимаю,
this.
What do you mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your
Или
luck,
не знаю,
lady.
не стоит спрашивать.
This seems to be a
Вот, на это,
ridiculously
конечно,
generous
выплат.
settlement. A $200 policy with a
$200
$20,000
200
payout?
тысяч, 20 тысяч
I
мне
don't want
не
the
нужны
money.
деньги.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this
Следовали
case.
это дело.
I feel my friend may
Если
have
мой
been the
друг
victim
стал
of
жертвой
foul play.
грязных манипуляций.
Okay, let me get the case
Это
file.
нас дело по делу. Что я теперь за него буду говорить? Ой, так, чё?
There's got to be more in these files.
Независимая оценка. Что за буфет? Это ничего. обрушение кровли. Строящего дом, на который он работал. Вторник, 28 января, около 9 утра, когда мистер Бухарт принес на крышу здания, расположенного в районе газостройки на 9. По показаниям свидетелей, мистер Бухвальтер пытался ухватиться за стропилу, но оно обломилось. Мистер Бухвальтер упал на землю с высоты приблизительно 23 фута, падая, он проломив несколько балок, когда обрушились внутрь постройки вместе с частью строительной фермы. Стропильной, вернее. При вскрытии обнаружен перелом основания черепа, предположительно в результате удара об балку, а также многочисленные внутренние повреждения в результате падения на пострадавших обломках пиломатериала. Мистер Бухвальд скончался от внутреннего кровотечения приблизительно 10 минут спустя после обрушения крыши. Независимая экспертиза конькового прогона стропильной фирмы показала, что изъяны состава пиломатериала возможно было выявить начало строительных работ. Согласно показаниям свидетелей, мистер Бухвальд соблюдал все правила техники безопасности. По заключению следователя, смерть Луиса является несчастным случаем на производстве, и к Элизабет Филлс не может быть предъявлено никаких претензий. Страховая выплата в соответствии с действующим страховым полисом должна быть выплачена указанным бенефициарием. Тимоти Ли, старший следователь отдела компенсации. Судя по всему, поведение вашего друга было весьма нешуточным. Не возражайте, если задам вам пару вопросов.
Of course not.
С чего вы взяли, что его смерть не случайна? И Бухвальтер был мастером своего дела. Я не верю, что он соорудил крышу, которая могла рухнуть. О чем он, мисс? Просто несчастный случай на производстве. Он так уверен. В чем по белому написано? Верите все, что написано мистер Карлсон? Конечно, блин, тут не верить. Вы Бухвальтер не были женаты? Почему страховка оформлена на вас? Вы жили с детства? Вы достаточно войти в мой кабинет вашей походочки, я заново открою дело. Я так просто не куплюсь, вам стоит на чистую рассказать, что здесь происходит. Правда? Да. Нас обоих интернировали на острове Элис, дети граждан Германии, битых нацистов. Какая ирония, верно? Мы провели там 4 года. Значит, рухнула крыша. Вы имели добиться мисливком. Я вам искал их, чтобы это здание тщательно исследовали. Я заинтриговал мисливком, правда. Чтобы я обвязался за это, вы должны дать мне какую-нибудь зацепку. Вокруг Элизин и Филдс, строящихся и домов, идет какая-то игра. Я уверен, что ваша страховая компания тоже в этом замешана. Серьезное обвинение, мисс Лифтон. Неубедительно, но серьезно. Я рассказала вам все, что знаю, мистер Карлсон. Что собираетесь с этим делать? Хорошо, мисс Лифтон. Последний вопрос. Да? Где вы живете? Почему мне кажется, это необычный вопрос?
Is there anything
Похоже на обычное дело, действительно.
The address
Адрес
is
на
on the
письме,
letter,
мистер Келс.
Mr. Kelso.
The address.
Здесь, да, но не
Not the phone
телефон,
number.
номер.
Mr. Benson
Мистер
would like to
Бенсон
see you in his
хочет
office,
поговорить
Jack.
Джек.
Upstairs.
Наверху себя в кабинете.
Come on, I'll walk you up.
Что я, собственно, сейчас играю за это?
You coming?
Это, блин, какое-то дополнение или что это такое? И сюжет.
Top of my class back east. Now I'm waiting tables.
Давай я быстрее. Где его кабина? Это по-любому. Слишком обширный.
Mr. Benson?
Art.
You wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Jack. I'm just trying out a new putter. I noticed Elsa Lickman in the lobby.
It's the weirdest thing, Mr. Benson.
Call me Curtis, Jack. This is California.
Like I said, Curtis, this is a very strange case.
How so, Jack?
That lady, Elsa Lichtman, is refusing a 20 grand payout.
Elsa Lickman is hardly a lady, Jack. She's a jazz musician. Plays at the Blue Room in Hollywood. She has a fine pair of lungs, now that I think
She's
of
the
it.
beneficiary of this guy, Lou Buckwalter. He was killed in an industrial accident working for Elysian Fields Developments. You know Elysian?
I'm familiar with Leland Monroe. We move in similar circles.
Well, Miss Lichtman is making some pretty serious accusations. She says the case stinks and that
She's a
something
very
happened.
highly strung girl, Jack. Strung out might be a better way to put it.
It's a pretty generous payment, Curtis. I think I should look into it.
Is there anything wrong with the paperwork, Kelso?
No, there isn't, Mr. Benson.
I didn't think so. Pay the case out and get her off our backs.
I can't make her take the money,
Deal
sir.
with it, Jack. Do your fucking job. Do I have to do everything?
No, sir, you don't.
Fine, Jack. Fine. You know I have the greatest confidence in you.
Thanks, Mr. Benson.
Your car, Mr. Kelso.
Thanks, kid.
А что, лишний водитель?
That's not how my pop taught me to mix it.
бы не одобрил.
Someone is
Реально
cutting corners.
Чек на цемент. О безопасности строительства Лос-Анджелес. Постановление о сносе здания. В соответствии с разделом 191, часть 1 раздела А Строительного кодекса Калифорнии, администрация города Лос-Анджелеса постановляет немедленно прекратить строительные работы в жилом массиве. В связи с несчастным случаем 8 января 47 предписывается снос возведенных строений и вывоз материалов СО строительных площадок. 22 сентября 47.
Bulldozing, starting
Снос
again.
опять по новой. Служебная записка. Площадка Лизенфилд Фрэнку Стерману. Мистера Леонда Монро. Тему задержки недопустимы.
Leland Monroe, the man with the grin.
Уже он не любит, чтобы его
Looks like he doesn't like to be disappointed.
вообще не хотят подводить. Абсолютно. Я думаю, по 10 тонн. Здесь ходить нельзя. Я Джек Келсо с компании California Fire and Life. Охотник из Ватикана. Уваливай. Расследуя обстоятельства гибели Лу Бухвальтера. И я глох, и что, силу применить? Ему придется. Ай. Теннис.
I came to see the house where Lou Buckwalter died. You were just about to offer to show me the way.
It's out the gate and 3 houses down on the left. Don't know what you're looking for, smart guy. There's nothing there.
Хотя ему 2 ударов
I'll poke
хватило.
around in the rubble.
Fine. As long as you're out of my sight.
Шляпу мою отдай. Третий дом слева. Джек Келсо, ты с кем первый день работал, что ли? Или чё? Что-то меня сейчас заинтересовало. Я уже начал забывать всех персонажей. Один из основных персонажей. Он служил с Холмсом. То есть, ну, просто чисто армейский дружок.
The place falls down and then they bulldoze it. What gives here?
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know. Oh, one of these days.
Not for чем? Не для конструкции использую. Что это, не улика, что ли? Кирпич. Качественный, некачественный. Понятно. Ну что, залезть не можешь. Я тут флажки поставлю. Видимо, улики. Куда ты пошел? Можно сложить фрагменты воедино. Ну давай. Не подходит. Keystone Film. Vision заказывает материал кинокомпании. Большая миньяку. О нет! Это тот, который меня треснул. Нет! Он меня раздавит. Удержи. О, черт! Ну, что можно было удерживать? Я не дочитал. Я хотел ему просто въебыч дать. Стрелять делать здесь, что замедлить бульдозер. Понял. Эй, блядь! Ну чё он так быстро едет? Я не успеваю даже развернуться на нем. Может, мы сразу ёбыч дадим? Не медлить. Или побежать тут. Ага, блядь. Вот нахуй, блядь, куда? Алло! Нет, видимо, когда надо пробежать сначала это дело, он не успевает тут на него прицелиться. Сука. И пропустить, самое интересное началось. Как он на таком бульдозере гоняет, скорость не теряет даже. А, чтобы замедлить его. Так, ускоряйся. Ну спрыгивай! А чё происходит? Отстаньте, не буду я. Почему прописать? Мне скоро снится будет на бульдозере. Написано стреляйте, да. Ну и чё ты встал-то, блядь? Я Я не понимаю. Это какой-то дурдом. Чего? Ну чё, засадить его надо. Вызывай подкрепление. Не? Отпустить, что ли? Узнать адрес киоска. Да.
Jack Kelso, California Fire and Life investigator. I need an address on the Keystone Film Company.
The address is 658 North Wilton Place. Is there anything else?
No, thank you, ma'am.
Film. Давай сами. Время тратить на эти поездки.
Hi, Mac. I work for California Fire and Life. I'm looking into an industrial accident.
Here?
No, not here. At a housing development over on Normandy Avenue.
So?
I found some lumber over there, had the Keystone name printed on it.
We've been closed since 41. Never quite made the transition to talkies. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund are pulling the place down.
Know anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nix.
Mind if I take a look around?
I'm kind of hungry. If someone was to leave a couple of bucks here, I might wander down the street and get a cup of coffee.
Is there a key to the gate?
No. The only guys who go in or out are some delivery guys from Elysian Fields. They're working on a housing development over at Wilton and Santa Monica. You'll have to hop it.
Янский конь. Скрининг рум. Чемодан. Опа. Монро там пиздит. Так быстро.
civic leaders and businessmen join forces to launch the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund pledges to speed up housing development for returning GI.
Gentlemen, this is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He's our latest investor in the Suburban Redevelopment. Doctor, this is Curtis Benson, Vice President of the California Fire and Life.
Pleased to meet you, Doctor.
Ray Gordon, editor of the Times. Doctor, District Attorney Don Sandler, and Police Chief Warren.
Gentlemen, I am delighted to be in such exalted company.
You're making quite a name for yourself, Doctor, amongst the thespian fraternity.
I find that those of artistic temperament are often of a fragile mental disposition.
It's a short step from miscreant to recidivism, Doctor. Very true. But I think we could all agree that the City of Angels does rather well basking in the reflection of the motion picture industry. Hear, hear. And it's something that every sucker getting off a train at Union Station wants a part of. Gentlemen, we're here to sell the American dream, and Hollywood is our greatest advertiser.
So, how is your new development selling, Leland?
Cannot throw them up fast enough, Ray.
And that's part of the problem, Leland. Washington is receiving steady complaints. There's a clamor for public housing.
God damn it, Ray. Public housing is tantamount to communism. Now, that's why we fought this goddamn war. I'm telling you, it's Reds via the back door.
You can't have it both ways, Leland. The new freeways are being built to service all your developments out in the boondocks.
They're all being built with government money.
The GI Bill is government money.
There's a difference.
What difference?
The GI money ends up in my pocket.
I hope you mean our pockets, Leland. We're all investors.
Of course, Curtis. So, when will the freeway bond be passed on?
It still has to be ratified. It takes a long time to raise $3 billion.
I need to find a game well.
Нужно найти обратную связь телефон. Позвонить Кертису Бенсону.
In a great day for the future of Los Angeles, civic leaders and businessmen join forces to launch the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund pledges to speed up housing development for returning GI.
Gentlemen, this is Doug.
Operator, Los Angeles Police Dispatch, if it's not too much trouble.
Putting you through now.
This is Jack Kelso, investigator for California Fire and Life. Can you put me through to Curtis Benson, please?
Just a moment, please, Mr. Kelso.
Jack, how can I help?
Do you know anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, Mr. Benson?
I've heard of them, Jack. Building new homes for GIs.
With green lumber that was used on movie sets.
Jack, are you working the Buckwalter case?
Mr. Benson, are you part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Jack, I want you to listen very clearly. Call Miss Lickman. Call her as soon as you hang up. Arrange to see her tonight and get her to agree to the settlement. Do it tonight. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
End of story, Jack. I don't want to hear another word about Elsa Lickman or Luke Buckwalter.
Can you put me through to Michigan 221?
Putting the call through.
Hello?
Ms. Lichtman, it's Jack Kelso.
Yes, Mr. Kelso.
I've been looking into your case.
Yes, and what have you found?
It doesn't look good. I need to see you.
Meet me at the Blue Room. I work there tonight. I take a break around 9. I'll be waiting at the stage door. We can talk then. Auf Wiedersehen, Mr. Kelso.
Thanks, ma'am.
Oh, wait, sigh.
And don't suppose I'll make a plea.
Oops.
'Cause
Здорово.
baby, you know I'm guilty.
Ну, сука. Да нет.
What were you doing with him?
I was doing what you asked.
I didn't ask you to meet him in an alleyway.
Why do you snarl at me? Your friend came to ask me to accept the insurance.
He's not my friend, Elsa.
I think he's a brave man, and you have placed him in great danger. You've involved him in something, and he has no idea of the risk. Can you live with that, Cole?
Elsa, I need his help, and he hates my guts.
Forget the past, Cole. He deserves a chance to say no. If he helps you, let it be on his terms.
I'll go see him in the morning.
Чё он вообще к этой немке привязался, я ничего не понимаю. У него, блин, жена и ребенок есть. Что за бред вообще? Погоди, они там сосутся и все еще. Смотались, блин. Может, как-то если это еще развернется. Не все на пол. Опять сюда я приехал. Где меня чуть не отправили на тот свет. Там мигает свет. Оп.
Nice wiring job,
Сейчас
fellas.
попробуем поработать, посидеть в комнате. Они как греют.
You lose something, Mac?
I thought these private eye types were all wise guys with smart mouths.
Looks like the snappy repartee has all dried up.
Get on with it. What's your hurry, Mac? You got some place to go?
You ever do the cat and mouse routine without a gun in your hand?
Now that's more like it.
Давай. Ай, блин. Сука, я не справляюсь. Ау. Сука. Ой, блин. Не, получали. Бля, меня пиздят. Пока не по лицу.
You're a worn, tough guy. You should learn to take a hint. Get him downstairs and into the trunk.
Все, минус дело. Бля, цемента буду заливать.
Sure, he turned up all right. He's wishing he didn't. He's in the trunk. He's going nowhere. The boys introduced themselves. What do you want done with him, Mr. Monroe? Yeah, I know a good place. We'll pick up a shovel and a pick on the way. It's up in the hills behind Griffith Park. We'll deal with that German bitch next.
Я это слышал? Съебай там текать.
Elsa.
Sorry, pal. Desperate times.
Пойди здесь. А, не, со мной поехал. Понял. Эй, что тут по мне выходит? Аля, чувак. Живой.
Can't you see what's happening? Monroe owns the city. Owns the cops. I need to find Elsa.
Чуваки, добрый вечер. Теперь за мной гоняются. А я гонялся за ним, теперь они за мной. Все тщетно. Вы смотри на него. Хе-хе. Лошара. Я он так жестко. Просто жестко. Хуе его там носит. А он похуй. Так, -1. А у него вообще все разлетелось. Еще один хахаль. Немки подкатывали.
So you're still carrying that Army 45, Cole.
Oh, ambulance. Строго достойного власності вопреки старанням Леланда Маннерю.
Satchel charges on the cave entrance from above. Covering fire on weapons team. Look for snipers in the trees. You know the drill. No risks, no heroes, no prisoners.
You want some roast on this one, Sarge?
No, you guys have done enough. Head back to Webb's. We are going to blow every cave we come across. Close them down and move on, people.
Damn. I was hoping to get me a samurai sword.
Skipper says that Phelps has fallen behind again. He's got his fire teams checking every cave. He's lost another flamethrower. He wants you to get over there and hurry them along.
Ho, boom. Weapons compass.
Sir.
Sir.
We have a major cave complex in front of us, Hogaboom. I want flamethrowers and BAR teams to clean it out.
Begging your pardon, sir. But if it's a big complex, why don't we bring the Shermans in? They could pour it in there.
We can't wait for tanks to be brought up. I'm already behind.
Then blow the cave. No skin off our nose. Bury them.
We are going in there and clearing them out. We are doing it by the numbers, Sergeant. Get your team in place. We're moving out. Mount up! First fire team and flamethrowers. Head in!
Они на деревьях.
Where's he going?
Where's who going?
The big cowboy. He's going in. Who gave that order?
You did.
Перерыв.